Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Jason Michael Flatland here. If you can hear my voice, go ahead and affirm so in the chat box. Type something in that will make me smile, if possible. Yeses, by the way, yeses do make me smile. I mean, you don't make a sell until somebody says yes, right? Oh, sweet. Now, I'm on my phone, so if I sound a little different than normal, that is one of the reasons why. Another reason why is I just had my anniversary yesterday with my wife. It's 2 years married, so 2 years, 2 kids, but we've been together now almost 8 years. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Ezra, wasn't your dating anniversary yesterday with your wife, like when you guys first started dating?
Yes. No, the anniversary of our first date is December 5th. We celebrate a lot of anniversaries, so you might have seen something. We're like into excuses to party.
So I swear to God, there was some significance to yesterday for you as well, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just manufacturing it now. Regardless, so that's one of the other reasons why I probably sound different. So I'm in a really good state and feeling really good about my love life, the parenting, and the relationship with my children, and business, of course, and money. That's pretty good too. So I'm good on all fronts there. And I'm kind of excited today to put this training in front of you. You should see on your screen, it says Ezra Firestone. So he is the gentleman that's going to be guiding you through the navigation of how do we make Facebook ads work. Facebook ads are this interesting beast. On one hand, we all can agree that there's some people just getting flat out ridiculously rich off Facebook. Is that a fair assessment? Go ahead and tell me if that is in the chat box, right? But on the second time, I've been in seminars. I spoke at ClickFunnels the other week. There was 1,500 people in the audience, and I asked them, I said, who here is making money off Facebook? And maybe 20 hands raised. So unfortunately, the majority of people that tried to attempt to make money with Facebook only have battle scars and a smaller bank account to show for their efforts. If that's you, go ahead and type in me into the chat box. So Facebook, on one hand, has the upward mobility to make you just ridiculously wealthy, being able to control and command millions of people to buy your stuff if you do it right. Or on the downside, it will get you to be prematurely bald and maybe like have ulcers because you can't make it work. Guess who knows how to make it work better than, at least in my opinion, I don't know anybody in the world who can do it better than this one guy. Guess who that guy is? That's a gentleman named Ezra who's in front of you today. Now, here's what's really interesting is if you look at the slide here, you see all kinds of icons. You see these arrows. You see these gray things. You see these pictures. And probably, like most people, you look at that and say, oh, my God, that's a lot of work. True. It is a lot of work. I think one of the reasons is people that don't succeed on Facebook is they try to have a shortcut. Shortcuts are okay and valuable in their own right, but shortcuts can become costly if you're paying money to do advertising and you're trying to make a shortcut at the same time. So the challenge really is not working hard or not, because let's be straight with each other. When you get an ad campaign going, if you want to make the real kind of money, you're going to have to put the effort in. But where a lot of people fail is they focus on the wrong things. They put a lot of effort into areas that frankly don't matter, and they neglect other areas which are super duper and unbelievably important, and just incredibly important, that can make or break the success, but they don't even know what they don't know. And Ezra's really the only guy that I figured out to find these little hinges that swing the doors wide open, say, hey, put your focus here because nobody else is putting their focus here. So if you do it and nobody else does it, what's the conclusion? The conclusion is very simple, my friend. The conclusion is you win while they continue to lose. Would you like to know exactly what to focus on and how to make Facebook ads work once and for all for you? Go ahead and tell me. And congratulations, you're in the right place. Mr. Ezra Firestone, the floor is yours, my friend. Let's go through and show these people exactly what it's going to take to make them ultra successful with Facebook ads.
Thank you so much, Jason. I may not be the only guy who knows how to do this, but I do think I'm the only one who's actually sharing what's working for me, right? So there's a lot of people out there doing cool stuff on Facebook. What I've focused on over the last 5 years in my business is how to document effectively what's working and share that with other business owners. I mean, we're really, really good at that. So what I'm going to show you is not only effective strategies on Facebook that we're actually using, but also how you can use them in your business. Now, we're doing so well on Facebook that Facebook actually did a case study on our brand. Facebook was like, man, you guys are doing cool stuff. Can we put a success story out on our Facebook for Business blog about what you're up to? And I said, of course, it's good. So Facebook has sort of looked at what we're doing and approved of it. And one of the things with regard to Facebook is that you want to make sure that whatever you're doing is Facebook approved. So I can tell you 100% for sure that what I'm going to show you on this training is Facebook approved. They are cool with this. They like it. And the reason they like it is because it's serving their users, as we'll see when we get through into the actual training. Now, my business, my e-commerce business, one of them, generated $3 million in 2015, which is super sweet. That's good revenue. That's a good solid brand. That's a lot of money. But in 2016, that same brand generated look at those flashy fireworks, generated $17,269,000. Now, if these numbers seem out of range for you, if they seem like, kind of not where you're at, that's okay. I've spent 10 years doing this, and so I've been able to build pretty big businesses. The point is that the strategies that I'm showing you, or that I will be showing you on this training, are going to enable you to grow your business as well, no matter what level that you're at. So I'm going to show you what we did specifically to Facebook, specifically with Facebook advertising that allowed us to grow our business. So again, 2015, this is just showing you the actual date ranges, another report in Shopify. And you can see we've had some pretty big months there. And then 2016. The difference between these 2 years, and this is the monthly graph now, is a 5.8x growth in revenue. And in large part, that growth is due to Facebook advertising. So overall, in my businesses, total businesses, not just that one business, but overall, in 2015, we did $7 million in revenue across all of our brands. We have multiple brands. And and that was broken down like this, where our brand Be Friendly did about $1.5 million. Smart Marketer did around $2.5 million. And Boom, the store that I'm displaying and that I'm going to be showing off in this presentation, did around $3.5 million. Now in 2016, we did $22.5 million. I got some flames. I love those flames. We did $22.5 million total revenue as a company, and this was the breakdown of the difference. So Zipify is a new company, didn't do that much revenue. Be Friendly did about $1.5 million, so there was growth there. Smart Marketer did about $3.5 million. There was growth there, and Boom did $17 million. So the question is, I'm showing you these numbers just to show you that I know what I'm talking about, that I actually do this stuff. I'm not just coming on here doing a training about stuff that I don't actually do. So the question is, what happened? What made that happen? Well, what made it happen was a new understanding of how to leverage Facebook advertising for profit. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you in this presentation. So this is the inside scoop. I really don't want you to share this stuff with anyone. I'm going to give you the scoop of how I run 7- and 8-figure businesses, millions of dollars in revenue each year. It's not an accident. I'm able to consistently replicate these results, business after business. And it's because my team and I are really, really good at one thing in particular, and that is the ability to drive traffic. And so what I'm going to be sharing with you in this presentation is exactly how we do it. So this is going to be my sales funnel, the ad strategy that's making me on average $1.43 million a month. So what I want you to do is copy it and use it in your business. That's my goal, is that you take value from this presentation and use it in your business. So I'm also going to offer you some in-depth training with me at the end of this presentation if you're interested in that. But whether or not you decide to do that, the content of this presentation will fundamentally change the way that you look at your business. It really, really will. And I think it's going to blow your mind. I'm super excited about it. I love this stuff. My name is Ezra Firestone. I'm an e-commerce expert. I'm a professor at the Shopify e-commerce university. I've been featured on entrepreneur.com, practicalecommerce.com, forbes.com. I consult for 9-figure retailers. I lead a team of 45 people, and I make millions of dollars doing this stuff. So I actually do this. This is what I do. It's what I love, and it's what I'm going to be sharing with you. So a few years after I started in e-commerce, I'm going to give you context first and let you know where we are in the e-commerce world so that you understand kind of what we're doing as e-commerce business owners and where we came from. And then I'm going to tell you the landscape of Facebook advertising. And then I'm going to actually break down for you my exact Facebook advertising sales funnel. And then I'm going to offer you some in-depth training with me. So when I got started, this is a few years after I got started, and this graph shows a 4.2% online transaction rate. So what that means is, of all the transactions, of every single transaction that you have that happens in the United States, so from the bag of chips you buy down at the grocery store to the thing that you order on Amazon, 4 out of every 100 of those happens on the internet. Now, this is the 4.2% there. Now, here's where we are now. Where we are now is at 8.4%. So since I got started, it has doubled. The amount of online transactions that are happening has doubled. The industry of selling things on the internet has literally doubled since I got involved in e-commerce. Now, where we're going, that's 8.4%. Here's where we're going. Where we're headed is that by 2021, this is a graph starting in 2015 showing the revenue online in the United States in billions. Where we're going is that by 2021, it's going to double again. So literally, if you just hang out in this industry for the next couple of years and hang out with guys like Jason Fladlian who really know what they're talking about and are sharing good content, and you work on your business, the industry itself is going to expand, and that will help you. Just look at Cyber Monday. Look at the difference in online spending on Cyber Monday between 2005 and 2015. It's incredible what's happening in our industry. It's just expanding. And some of the reasons for this is that, millennials are coming into their prime spending years, and they're they will be over the next 10 years driving the economy of the United States and other countries around the world. And they don't have a technology adoption curve. They grew up with online shopping. So they're not afraid to put their credit card number in online the way that Gen X, Gen Y, and the baby boomers were. So they're like part of the reason why internet shopping is growing. Now, I want to tell you a little bit of a story. This is me when I was 19 years old. If you see that curl right there, that was not an accident. I did that on purpose. I used to play poker for a living, and they called me Johnny, how you doing? Because I would say, how you doing all the time. I wanted to fit in. And I got invited to this one poker game that I could not win at. I was really good at poker, and I could not win at this game. And so what I had to start doing, I read in a book for you poker buffs out there called Ace on the River by Barry Greenstein. And he said, why don't you try showing up after the game has been going for a few hours, when people have had a chance to kind of be on tilt, lose a little money, and see how you do then. And so I started coming to this game instead of at 6 p.m. at midnight, and I immediately started winning because that was the right time for me to be playing in that game. Well, it's the right time for you to be in the e-commerce industry. If you look at the top 10 countries by e-commerce, you can see that this is a global thing. It's not just the United States. It's not just the UK. It's not just France. Every single country is involved in e-commerce, and the technology is becoming available for you to be able to retail in other countries, not just America, not just the UK, but Japan, Germany, France, South Korea, Canada, Brazil, Australia, China. It'll be easier and easier over time for you as a merchant to retail in these countries, which is kind of cool. So we know the point that I was making there with all of those statistics, and I'm going to give you a few more statistics in relationship to Facebook advertising because I find statistical data to be very helpful from a contextual standpoint, and I'll explain what I mean as we keep going. But what I was trying to explain there was that it's a good time to be in e-commerce. We know it's a great time to be doing this business. So the question becomes, how do we best take advantage of it? Like, how do we best kind of take advantage of being e-commerce business owners today? And to explain that point, I want to give you some context on the future of e-commerce. So basically, what's happening is touch is taking over. Touch has already taken over. So the way it used to be is that people had desktop computers and then laptop computers. And that was the way that the digital medium was consumed. It was consumed with people sitting down on desktops or laptops and spending, an hour, 2 hours at a time consuming the digital medium. But then we went mobile. The digital medium, the internet went mobile. People started carrying devices around with them. And now touch-based engagement and mobile engagement of the digital medium is significantly higher than traditional desktop and laptop consumption of the digital medium. And what that means practically for you is that when people are consuming, they're no longer consuming for long periods of time. They're consuming in little short periods of time, but more frequently throughout the day. They're in the line at the bank, they're on the toilet, they're all over the place, and they're consuming the digital medium in short little tidbits. So that changes the way that we need to do advertising. And that's what I'm going to explain to you today. But first, I need to give you a couple stats that will sort of give us context on how we're going to advertise as e-commerce business owners leveraging Facebook. So 33% of people who show interest on a mobile advertisement convert on a desktop. 1/3 of people who see an ad on a mobile phone actually end up converting on a desktop computer. More than 60% of adults in the United States have 2 devices. 1/4 of those have 3. If you have more than 2 devices, put a 1 into the chat box right now. If you have a laptop, a tablet, and a mobile phone, or a desktop, a laptop, and a mobile phone. Wow, like basically everyone, right? And your consumption of the internet is happening across those multiple devices. And so the trend that's happening is that people are moving to bigger devices to make purchases. Now, I wasn't going to give you this tip, but I'll give it to you anyways. It's pretty advanced. But if you're just starting with Facebook advertising, here's what you want to do. And I'm going to get into exactly how to do advertising on Facebook in a moment. But you want to run your initial advertising on mobile phones only, and then your retargeting advertising on desktop only and tablet only, because that's mirroring user behavior. You're mimicking user behavior, right? So you run your ads on mobile because that's the initial touch point for people, but then you retarget them on desktop and tablet because you know you're more likely to convert them on a desktop or a tablet after they've had one engagement. That's pretty advanced, so I'm going to get to it later, but I wanted to point it out while I was thinking about it. Don't worry if that's over your head. We'll dig into it. So the mobile world comes with fragmentation, right? Meaning that the average person has 194 channels that they are consuming content from on any given week. So Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Google, iTunes, CNN, or whatever you're consuming, Fox, I don't know. But you're consuming, because of the mobile world, because of all the different apps, because of all the different channels, you're consuming from 194 plus different places. And 50% of people, by the way, are multi-screening while they watch TV. Type a 2 into the chat box if you watch TV and use your cell phone at the same time. Give me a 2. Let me know. Look at all these 2s flying in. So, it's super common that people are actually, the statistic I didn't include here is in a 5-hour period, people are consuming 7 hours worth of content because they're watching TV and they're on their mobile phone. So the game is changing. 67%, 2/3 of consumers who you are trying to engage with in a conversation about your brand, right? One guy says he watches at 1.5 speed. So that's super intense. 2/3 of people who you want to engage in a conversation around consuming and purchasing the products that you have for sale are starting shopping on one device and continuing on another. And video consumption is growing, and it's driven by mobile. And Facebook and Instagram account for more time spent on mobile than the next 10 platforms combined. 1 in 5 minutes that people are spending on mobile devices in the United States are on Facebook and Instagram. And currently, 4 out of 5 Americans carry a smartphone with them every single day. So what does this mean? All those statistics, how does that actually apply to you and your business? What does it actually mean for you? Well, there's a big idea that I want you to really drill into your brain that allowed us to go from 3 million to 17 million. This is how valuable this concept is. It literally is one concept, okay? You're going to need multiple touch points before you get a conversion. You're going to need to engage with people at multiple touch points before they buy. It used to be search, find, buy. Someone would search for a product, they would find the product, they would purchase it all at one time. That was very common. Now it's engagement, then retarget for another engagement. As you'll see, I'm going to break down my entire sales funnel for you. But once we understood this, we modified the way that we were advertising, and we were literally 4 times as profitable. So I'm calling this multi-touch point marketing. That is my new sort of lingo term to describe this concept. The idea of the single campaign is simply dead. It really is. It's no longer, did this campaign work? Yes or no. Now it's, do all of these campaigns together achieve a cost per acquisition that is profitable for me, a cost per customer that is profitable for me? Do these multiple campaigns, these multiple touch points that I'm advertising on, I'm advertising to get someone's attention, then I'm re-engaging them with another ad, and I'm going to break down my entire sales funnel for you so you can actually replicate it. Do they work? And in general, what I find is that most people quit too early when it comes to advertising. They try it for 14 days and they're like, oh, that didn't work. They don't give themselves enough time to be successful. And, big businesses, if you look at what they have in common, if you look at what big businesses have in common, it's that they have a lot of visibility. They've got a lot of traffic. And when people find them, they're able to convert that traffic into sales. And, most people... just talk about driving traffic and making money, and it's that simple, but it's not. You got to actually be able to drive traffic and then convert that traffic into a customer and re-engage those customers into more customers. But if you look at big businesses, and I'm going to explain to you how to do that, but if you look at big businesses, they all buy advertising as a means to grow their business. There is not one business that I know of that is over 6 figures, over 7 figures, over 8 figures that is not effectively buying advertising. It is a skill set that you need to acquire and a skill set that you need to commit to. And it is just that. It is a skill set. I think the skill set that you want as a person, as a human being on this planet, is the skill set of mastery. And all mastery is, all it is the willingness to put your attention in one place consistently over time. That's it. Just being willing to put your attention in one place consistently over time. So if you're willing to focus on advertising for an hour a day for the next year, you're going to get better at it. So let's talk for a minute about how brands make it. How do brands actually make it online today? Well, firstly, they have something good to sell, something people actually want. They've got a good product that, that is valuable and that, has integrity. That's good. Next, they usually have one source of visibility that's consistent. They've got a way that they're generating sales, people seeing their product. Now, in general, there's a couple non-scalable kinds of visibility that brands have. So some brands have traditional press where they've got magazine articles or influencers or some kind of traditional media is one way that people do it. There's also search engine optimization. Some people make it on search engine optimization where they show up organically and for free on Google and Yahoo and Bing. Some people make it via influencer in endorsements where they get influencers to who have communities to endorse their brands to those communities. And those are kind of not scalable. They're hard to implement. They're hard to manage and track. They're not really that great. And it's good if you can get them, but I wouldn't focus my business around them if I were you. So to have consistency and scalability, you've got to be able to turn advertising into profit. You got to be able to take an advertisement and make it profitable. Now, old advertising was query-based, right? So a user would type in a query and then they would, see a product and then they would buy that product. So it was really easy. You didn't really need a long-form sales funnel because the user was already searching for the product and you knew that. But new advertising, new school advertising is contextual. So what's happening is you're targeting people based on context that you have about them, right? So you know what they're interested in, you know how old they are, you know what age, you know what where they live, you know what gender they are, you know what they've liked in the past. So you have multiple data points that you're leveraging to create a pool of people that you want to put a message in front of, which is different than someone who searched for something, right? You got to make a different funnel for that. It's a little bit longer form. So the frame that I'd like you to take, the frame that I want you to kind of have in relationship to your business, and don't worry, this is still the context portion of the presentation. I will get into technical and tactical specifics, but I'm a big fan of understanding why we are doing what we're doing. So the frame that I want you to take is your core platform, and any sales funnel that you create is simply a collection of conversion assets working in concert with one another across your customer journey. So your core platform and any sales funnel that you create is a collection of conversion assets working in concert with one another to create a conversion event. And I'm going to explain to you what those conversion assets are and how to leverage them from an advertising perspective. So there's really three stages of a prospect to customer journey. There's before they know about you, then there's during the process of them knowing about you, and then there's after they're already your customer, right? So they don't know about you, then you've gotten their attention and you've engaged with them, and then they're a customer. So there's these three stages, and we really want to have the assets that we create from an advertising standpoint work together at each stage of this journey to support you in what you want, which is conversions, and your customer in what they want, which is a solution to their problem. So the first big shift is understanding that as of now, all ad campaigns need to be looked at in phases. It's no longer I ran an ad, did it work? It's I had three phases of an advertising campaign. Did they work in concert with one another to generate an overall conversion rate and cost per sale that I'm happy with? So these are the three pillars of profitability, and this is our approach to audience segmentation. So first we have awareness and acquisition, then we have retargeting, and then we have loyalty. So awareness and acquisition is when you're getting your brand in front of people who don't know about you yet. So you're excluding all your customers, all your subscribers, you're excluding anyone who visited your website, you're excluding anyone who's engaged with you in any way, and you're targeting people who look the most like them in a first attempt. Very important distinction here, a first attempt to generate leads and sales. Now, retargeting is when you retarget people who've shown interest in your brand. You track funnel engagement and communicate based on consumption. Don't worry, I'm going to show you exactly how to actually do this and how we do it from a sales funnel perspective. Then there's loyalty, which is using special deals and promotions and complementary products to increase retention and lifetime customer value. So all of these need to work together to generate an overall cost per customer acquisition that's going to make you money. Most people start with awareness and acquisition. They try to generate customers. It's not profitable, and then they quit. They don't understand that in today's environment, to generate a profitable advertising campaign, you must combine all three pillars together. That's the secret. So this is kind of the technical side of what it looks like. I'm going to go over this for you. We're going to start with acquisition. We're going to move to retargeting, and then we're going to move to loyalty. So the interesting thing about this is that retargeting and loyalty is where most of the money is made. That's the second and third touch point, because remember what I said, that 67% of purchases that happen on Facebook is 67% of purchases that happen on Facebook are starting on one device and continuing on another. Well, guess what happens when they continue on another? That's a second touch point. That's your retargeting pillar, right? That's not the first time that you saw them. So 2/3 of people aren't buying until the second touch point or beyond, right? And I'm going to explain to you how to actually implement this. So that begs the question for us. That begs the question, if we know that, most people aren't buying from us until we've engaged with them at least more than once, then what is the best top of funnel conversion asset? What's the best conversion asset that we can leverage to get people's attention initially that's going to set them up to purchase from us on the second or third touch point? And there is no question that it's a native video advertisement, meaning a video ad that is running inside of Facebook or inside of Instagram that a user can consume in the social network itself without ever leaving the social network. So here's an example. You can see here that these are starting from August 2015, 2016, just because Facebook switched up their algorithm here, and this is only going, I think, until February or January, so it's missing the last couple months. But I spent $880,000 on video advertising in that time frame. I've actually spent significantly more since then. But just to tell you, Facebook says that I generated 13 million video views, right? So Facebook is telling me that I paid 6 cents per person to watch one of my videos, right? That's what Facebook says. They say you spent $880,000. We had 13 million people watch your video, which in my case is like 4 to 6 minutes long, and I'll explain to you the different types of videos that you want to use. But I don't believe that, because Facebook is telling me that a video view is only 3 seconds long. And my viewpoint is that if someone hasn't watched at least 25% of my video, if they haven't watched for like 30 seconds or more, that doesn't count. So I like to go off of this statistic here, which is 50%. So someone would have had to made it through like 3 minutes of face-to-camera video content about my product offer in order for that to be counted as a 50% video view. So when you go by that, you can see that I'm spending about 80 cents to get someone to watch 3 minutes of sales content about my brand and about my product, which I think is a great deal. So why video? Why video as the asset that you want to leverage in your advertising? Well, there's 100 million hours per day watched on Facebook, which is a lot. 79% of all global consumer internet traffic will come from video by next year. Video generates 1,200% more shares than text and image content combined, and video has a average click-through rate of 1.84%, which is the highest of any digital ad format. And 96% of consumers find videos helpful when making product decisions, purchase decisions, and 4 times as many consumers would rather watch a video about a product than read about it. So a native video really is your perfect top of funnel conversion asset. And I'm going to break down my sales funnel for you shortly here. So let's first talk about how we look at an advertising campaign, right? Like, how do we actually look at this? What does this actually mean? Acquisition, retargeting, and loyalty. What does that actually mean? Well, I'm going to show you my sales funnel, and then I'm going to show you the most common sales funnel that I use and how I implement those 3 phases. So the way that my sales funnel works personally is I have a video advertisement. I then go to an article page, which is a piece of content that engages the user in a conversation about a problem that they have or a topic they're interested in that then alludes to a solution. 5 skincare tips for women over 40 that then says, hey, by the way, we have a skincare line for women over 40. So then it goes to a e-commerce category page, then my product offer page, then my checkout. So this is what it actually looks like, right? Video advertisement, don't worry. Don't worry at all, because I'm going to give you an even simpler sales funnel than this. But I want to show you what my sales funnel looks like, and then I'll show you what most people are doing. So we go from a video advertisement to a pre-sale engagement page, to our e-commerce store, to a product offer page, to the shopping cart, to the checkout, to an upsell sequence, to a thank you page. Guess what each of these steps are? Okay, so there's the video ad. Then there's the pre-sale page. Then there's the store page. Then there's the product page. Well, those are all funnel event segments. Those are all groups of people who've engaged with my brand in a particular way. These all exist in that retargeting pillar. And I'm going to show you how I target these people. So then this is the actual breakdown of what it looks like. And I'm actually not only going to show you this breakdown, but I'm also going to show you the types of video we use, the actual types of advertising assets that we use, and all that as well. But basically what we do is, if someone watches our video, right, they watch 50% of our video but never click through to the pre-sale engagement page, what we're going to do is we're going to set up an ad that sends them back to the pre-sale engagement page. If they watch 75 or 95% of our video but don't click through, and by the way, it's really easy to make audiences of people who've engaged with your video on Facebook but never went to your website, we actually send them directly to the store page, because we figure by the time that you watch 75% of our video, you know about our products and we don't need to re-engage you with content. Now, if a user clicks through and makes it to the pre-sale engagement page but doesn't click to the store page, we retarget them and send them back to the pre-sale page. And you can see retargeting, we're literally targeting people and we're sending them we're either using a video ad to send them back to the pre-sale page or an image ad, as you'll see. If they make it to our store page, and don't worry, right now this is high level. I'm actually going to give you tactical and technical specifics about this, but I want to give you the high level. So if they make it to the store page, again, we're still in the retargeting pillar here, and these pillars are going to make even more sense as we go. We retarget them back to the store page. If they make it to a product offer page or the shopping cart, we're using dynamic product advertising to retarget them, which I'll show you. And then obviously we've got our checkout flow and checkout sequence. So at the very top of this funnel, right? At the very top of this funnel, what we do is we use what are called lookalike audiences and saved audiences. So this is the awareness and acquisition pillar. This is the awareness and acquisition pillar, meaning people who do not know about us yet. So we create groups of people based on interests that they're in. This is the only part of the advertising methodology that's happening in the awareness and acquisition pillar. Those 3 pillars that I showed you, well, this is people who don't know about us. So we create what are called saved audiences on Facebook. And we also create lookalike audiences. So we upload our customers, or we upload our email addresses. And if we don't have any of those, we just create saved audiences. People who are fans of Ellen DeGeneres and people who are, fans of Dr. Phil, and who are 45 and over, who are women who live in California. And we target them only on iPhones because we know that a user path is they see an ad on a mobile phone on the awareness pillar, and then we retarget them on desktop and iPads because we know they're most likely to purchase on a bigger device. So if you're on a budget, have your awareness video advertisement happen on mobile. And another thing that you can do if you're on a budget is only run ads in New York, California, Texas, Utah, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts, and Florida. New York, California, Texas, Utah, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Florida. Those are going to be your most profitable states to run in. So you can literally, narrow down your geographic targeting and narrow down your device targeting so that in the awareness pillar, you're only targeting people in the states that are most likely to convert on the device that's most likely to convert. Now we move to the retargeting pillar. Now, in the retargeting pillar, we basically only use image ads because we don't have the ability as a brand to produce a ton of video assets. So you'll notice that in the top line awareness pillar, we use a video advertisement as our initial point of connection between our brand and a consumer. But then once we move into retargeting, we literally just run Facebook image ads because they're so much easier to create for us than having to create a video for each funnel event segment. And so when we're retargeting people, we're doing so on desktop computers and on iPads, and we're excluding mobile phones because we want to mimic the user behavior. We want to have our advertisement be in line with the way that people consume the digital medium. Now, once you start to scale really big, you can abandon this strategy. But when you start, do it this way because it'll be way more profitable. So we target people who consume 50% of the video with an image ad. We target people, and you'll notice that if we think that you're someone who's interested in the products, the actual imagery that we use starts to be much more brand focused. So you'll notice that when you only consume 50% of the video, we send you to our article. And by the way, you may not use an article. I'm going to talk to you about when you would use an article and when you wouldn't in a moment. But I just want to point out that once you've seen one of our products, or we identify that you're interested in the products, the type of imagery that we put in front of you is way more brand focused. So then if you were to visit the pre-sale page but not make it to the store, we would target you with an image. If you visit the store page, notice it goes back to a branded piece of content. If you visit the product offer page and or the shopping cart, you're going to see what's called a dynamic product advertisement, which is a advertisement that's designed to send you back to the actual product that you visited. And then we've got our checkout and upsell sequence happening. Then what we do after you kind of check out and purchase our product is we target you with a bought X but not Y segment. So basically we have a list of people who purchased from us. We know what they bought, and we literally run a video advertisement that is the product sales video for a product they did not purchase. This is now the loyalty pillar. So all these advertisements before the one I just showed you are in the retargeting pillar. Now we're in the loyalty pillar, meaning the goal of this advertisement is to get someone to buy a second time, which it's really cheap. It's like $6 to generate a sale. So it lowers your overall customer cost per acquisition. Most people do not do this kind of advertising. They don't understand loyalty pillar advertising. So we run bought X but not Y ads. We run ads to people who bought from us to try to get them to buy a second time. And then we also send content to our buyers and subscribers. So that's kind of like how our sales funnel looks. Now, that's just the ad side of our sales funnel. Keep in mind that our other conversion assets like, emails, cart abandonment emails, and things like that are still happening. But that's just the advertising side because this is focused on advertising. Now, most people do not use the pre-sale engagement page or the store page because most people only have one or two products that they're trying to advertise. So 95% of video ad funnels that I look at look like this, and they work really well. You can do the same exact thing with this kind of a funnel where you're literally linking directly to a product offer page. This is way simpler. If you want to go and do a more advanced funnel, you can use a pre-sale page, but you don't need to. You can set all that stuff up where, someone watches 50% of the video, you retarget them to the offer page. They go to the offer page, you retarget them back to the offer page. They go to the shopping cart, you retarget them back to the offer page. So you literally just set your retargeting up based on this funnel. But check this out. So I actually bought this thing because it was a great video ad, and it was like, hey, do you make the sink really messy? And it showed a guy with hair all over the sink, and then it showed his lady being all upset. And like, I spend like 20 minutes cleaning the sink after I shave because I know that my wife doesn't like all these nasty hairs in the sink when she comes to use the sink. So I saw this ad, and it led to a long form product offer page about how this product worked. And it's like literally a bib. It's pretty cool. If you've got a beard and your wife gets upset at you about shaving because it makes the sink gross, this product will help you. So that was their funnel. These guys had a customer testimonial as their advertisement, their video ad. And that's a great type of video ad. Like, hey, I use this product from this brand. It works really well for me. Here's why I like it. Check it out. Links directly to the product offer page or directly to the Amazon page. Great type of ad to use, customer video testimonials as your video advertisement. These people went to a Kickstarter page. They have this electric skateboard that it's basically like you can put it on any skateboard and it will make that skateboard electric. They give you, and then they showed it on a bunch of different boards and it linked to their Kickstarter page. These people had an ad that was a video ad demonstrating the benefit of this selfie stick that then led to a long form page about the selfie stick. These people kind of did a similar thing where they basically, the value proposition of apparel is that it makes you look cool. And then they showed a bunch of people looking cool in their video and they linked to their apparel line. Now these guys were doing more of what I'm doing, where they had this video that demonstrated. And the other thing about your video, and I'm going to explain what should be in your video in a moment. I'm going to explain exactly what should be in it, but these guys, it should demonstrate the ownership benefit. So these guys showed their flashlight super bright. You could run over it with a tire. That then linked to a pre-sale page talking about why this was the hottest item of the year. That then incentivized you with a discount to get 75% off. That then linked to their order form. This was kind of a fun one where, and I'm just giving you some ideas, and then I'm going to get into the actual technical side of how to do it. But this one was like, okay, we have this thing that helps you find stuff that you've lost. And they were like, okay, we're going to put this tag on this bike and then we're going to let it get stolen and then we're going to track it down. So they put this tag on this bike. The bike got stolen and they showed up in someone's backyard and they like filmed the whole thing. It was hilarious. And then it links to a product offer page. This is like this ad here literally had no sound. It was just images floating across the screen that linked to the toothbrush offer. I'm sure you've seen this ad because it's been all over Facebook. It's like one of these meal boxes that links to a page where you can then buy your meal box. So this is more common, where it's video ad to product offer page. That's the more common one. This is the one that I use. Again, this is how my sales funnel is broken out. Here's the whole breakdown of how I'm retargeting people at each individual stage of the customer journey. And that's the point, that you need your awareness pillar, your retargeting pillar, and your loyalty pillar. And again, most of the advertisements that I look at and see that are working for people are much simpler, and they look like this. But I guess the question becomes, what should be in your video? That's the number one question that I get from people. They're like, okay, I get it. I need to have a video ad on Facebook for my product, and then I need to track how much people are consuming of that video and retarget them based on how much they consumed of the video. I need the video to link to my product offer page. I need to retarget people who visited the product offer page but didn't buy. I need to retarget people who visited the shopping cart but didn't buy. So I understand that I need to have multiple advertisements at multiple stages of my customer journey, but what goes in my video? That's like the number one question that comes in. So the main thing is that the video needs to demonstrate the ownership benefit of the product. Why is it beneficial to own that product? What is the value of owning that product to the user? How does it make their life better? So it needs to demonstrate the ownership benefit. It needs to have customer testimonials in it. You know, what are they, what we do is we do like a demonstration type video about why the product is so cool and why it would be fun to own. And then we end with customer testimonials. I'm going to actually give you my winning video formula in a moment here. But the next main question that I get is, how long should it be? Well, you want 30 seconds minimum and 6 minutes maximum. So you don't want to go over 6 minutes. I'm a fan of longer form videos myself, but a lot of people are doing really well with like 45-second problem solution videos, right? Like they show like a person dropping their phone in between the seat of their car, and then they show this little leather pouch that goes in between the seat and the middle console of the car. So if you drop your phone, it just falls in this leather pouch, and then it links to a long form offer page about that leather pouch. So that's a really good way to do it. So the question is, does quality matter, right? If you're going to create a video about your product that you're going to advertise on Facebook, does quality matter? Well, you could have this kind of a video, or you could have this kind of a video, So the answer is yes. Quality does matter, Quality does matter, but mostly it's audio quality that matters, right? So that the audio quality itself has to be high quality audio. Otherwise, nobody's going to listen to it. If it's shot on an iPhone, that's totally fine. iPhones have wonderful video quality, but you want to make sure that you use like a lavalier microphone or something to make it a little bit better audio quality. So here's one of our winning video formulas. Let's start with the advertisement layout itself. We do 2 lines of text above the video with a link to the long form product offer page or article page. We use an eye-catching thumbnail and we have a compelling headline. So that's what it looks like. We don't do more than 2 lines of text. We always make sure there's a link in the copy above the video to wherever we are sending people, because some people will click that link. So again, here's what that might look like. So go back for a second here. That's what that. I just want you to get a screenshot of that so you can see that you don't really want more than 2 sentences. You definitely want a link above the video to your product offer page, and you definitely want a headline underneath the video on your video advertising unit. So let's continue to what the outline of the video is. So first thing is that you want an eye-catching opener, something to kind of get people's attention, some kind of shocking product display or something that gets people's attention, a headline of text or a weird color, something that kind of gets their attention. Then you want a compelling story related to the problem that the product solves. So something that starts talking about why someone has a problem that you're solving. Obviously, you're targeting people who you think have a problem that you want to solve with your product, right? Like, targeting people who have children who want to put them to sleep easier or whatever, whatever the problem is. You want to have some kind of a bit of a compelling story around why the product was created, what problem it solves, what the benefit of it is, that kind of thing. Then you want to have a demonstration of the product in use. So opener, which is really quick, couple seconds, a little bit of story around what the reason for the product's existence is, and then a product demonstration. And then obviously you want to end with customer testimonials. So what we like to do also to make the opener a little bit more engaging is we do a little caption overlay at the onset. So it's like turn on your speakers or top makeup tips for women over 40. So we put a little headline overlay right at the beginning of the video to get people's attention. We leave it up there for like 5 seconds. So the other thing that you want to remember is not to put an outro on the video, because if you put like a animated outro, what happens is they don't end up seeing the call to action, because after your video ends, when you set up your video advertisement, after it's over, there's a call to action that says learn more, which gives people the ability to go to your website. And if you have an outro, that thing isn't going to show. It's going to just play your outro, and then the user is never going to actually see your call to action when the video's over. A good thing to remember is that if you can make people laugh and demonstrate a solution to a problem they face, that is gold. So this was a product called Poo-Pourri, and I think it was geared at like the dating market, and it was really funny. It was like the super proper woman sitting on the toilet, like taking a poop, and she was sprayed this thing, I guess, afterwards. I don't know what the product does, but it was really funny, and then it linked directly to their product offer page for that product, and it just worked really well. So comedy is very effective if you can make it work. As you know, Dollar Shave Club sold for $1 billion, and it was all built off of one comedic video that they ran on Facebook. So again, our formula is eye-catching opener, compelling story, product demo, customer testimonial. All right, that's the formula that we use for the videos that we're running on Facebook. Now, ideally, you'll have more than one video that you try, to advertise, but you'll probably start with just one asset, right? You probably start with just one asset. So what I just told you you could do all by yourself. You really can. I mean, man, it's really as simple as understanding that your advertising is now happening across multiple touch points. Okay. 3 really important tips for you to make yourself more profitable. Number 1, look at your overall cost per acquisition, including awareness and acquisition, retargeting, and loyalty, right? Because you're going to be able to buy sales, a very small amount of them, but once someone buys from you, it's 20 times easier. Literally, that is the statistic. 20 times easier to get them to buy again. So you want to, let's say your product costs you $30. Let's say your product costs $30. It costs you $10 to buy. So after shipping, your profit margin is $15, right? And you go out there and you're running ads on Facebook and you're generating sales for $25. So you're losing $10 per sale. It would seem, right? But no. When you include the fact that you're retargeting all the people who engaged with the video and visited the website and you're getting sales there for $6, and you're retargeting all the people who bought from you once and trying to get them to buy twice, you're getting sales for $4. In aggregate, you're profitable. You're generating customers profitably. So that's what you want to look at. You want to start your advertisements on mobile. Only run your awareness and top line ads on mobile devices, iPhones, iOS devices, Android devices. Then retarget people who've engaged with you on desktop and tablet computers, tablets like iPads and stuff, because you'll be more profitable because that mimics user behavior. And you can geo-target. So only target the states that you think you're going to be most profitable in. So you could do all this yourself. You could try to get results like the ones that I'm getting, and you'll hopefully get somewhere close. Or, and this is the part where I tell you about the training program that I put together, you can go through my course like Scott did. And he said he was annoyed with me to focus on video ads because they're expensive and they didn't work so well for him at first. But once he learned more about how we actually did it, he was able to drop his price per purchase from $190 down to $80 or 80 euros. These guys literally are spending $1,000 a day to make $15,000 a day, had never done video advertising before they went through my training program, which is called Traffic MBA, Facebook Video Ads Mastery. So what I did was I took, and I can only show you so much in an hour, but I wanted to give you enough that you could actually go and start implementing. But what I did was I took everything that I've learned about Facebook video advertising over the last year that I've been doing it, and I put it into a 5-week training where I broke the training down into Udemy style videos, short videos, and I made clear benchmarks, clear before and after benchmarks that you could kind of easily implement, where I broke down how to open Facebook, how to set up the audiences. And I'm going to tell you what's in it. I'm going to show you what's in it if you're interested in training with me. And I think that it would behoove you and be extremely valuable for you to have me hold your hand through the initial setup and optimization of the advertising campaign for your brand. So the first module is the super system. So I do a full video ads funnel breakdown. I show you my hidden deep funnel tricks, and I give you our winning infrastructure as well as a brand new way that you can copy our funnel, a new way to copy our funnel. So if you look at this in the members area here, this is what the members area looks like. I've got this cool new feature that I built in inside of our members area. And if you can see the members area, just type a 2 into the screen. Let me know that the members area is visible for you. A little bit of a 2, so you can just, okay, great, so you can see it. So in Module 1, the super system, you can see meet your instructor, what to expect in this course, why this system works, my core principles of advertising, breaking down our super system, how to copy the pages in our funnel. I've made standard operating procedures for every one of these, right? So you can see the actual standard operating procedure of how to do this. So every video has a PDF that goes along with it, and I get into a lot of stuff in this module. It's a really great module. But I'm also tracking your engagement across the video, so you can come back and see which one that you did and which one that you didn't do yet. So that's Module 1, the super system. I've also built in bonuses. So basically, then we get into Module 2, which is audiences, where I really, really break down those 3 pillars of profitability. I show you how to build those lookalike audiences. I show you how to build the bot X and not Y audiences. I actually go into the Facebook editor and I walk you through. First there's a bonus that I didn't even mention, which is called Pixel Perfect. So basically what this bonus does is it breaks down what the Facebook Pixel is, how to use it on your store, what to do if you're using Shopify, what to do if you're not using Shopify. Kind of, I really wanted you to understand how to use the Facebook Pixel. So I did a whole module on that. Then I get into audiences, which is, how to set up your audiences, and I've got SOPs on that, how to create your buyer lookalikes, how to create your other lookalikes, what retargeting audiences you want to create, how to do your loyalty pillar audiences. So I really break down each individual audience. I've got a cool little thing here called Wheezing the Juice, and how to use it. Then, for those of you who don't have any awareness audiences created yet, I do an entire module on awareness audiences. So how to use the audience insights tool to generate groups of people who might be interested in buying your products. I think this is one of the most important parts of the course. And then I did a bonus module with my good friend Molly Pittman, also on how she looks at creating new groups of people to put your business in front of. And she's a genius. So that's a really cool training on how to figure out who to put your brand in front of. Then we move into spy time. So this is where I break down video advertisement. There's a swipe file here that I'm going to tell you about in a moment, but I look at brands that aren't my own. So I do competitive intelligence breakdowns, and I show you case studies of brands that we didn't create. I show you what they're doing, why it works, what kinds of video they're using. So all these people that I just broke down, these come directly from my video ad swipe file. And I have this kind of cool thing where basically I have 45 employees across every range of age, demographic, and gender. So I've got young men, young women, older women, and the advertisements that they are seeing on Facebook are different because people are targeting them based on who they are, what they're interested in, what their age is. So every day, everyone on my team saves every ad that they're getting on Facebook, and they put it into this spreadsheet, right? And they're also saving the link ads, not just the video ads. I literally have a Slack channel where people are saving the swipe file of the different ads that they're seeing, and you literally get access to this ongoing, updating swipe file of advertisements that show off exactly what ads you. So it's like an ever-living, ever-growing library. There's a link to it in, I believe, this bonus module right at the top in either module 2 or module 3, or maybe it's in Spy Time. There it is, in Spy Time. So I break down Glossier, Boreo, Wanderer bracelets, Tushy, Match. So I'm actually doing video breakdowns of these competitors' ads and sales funnels. And when you click this link in here, you get linked over to our video ad swipe file, which is literally a living, breathing update every single day. There's new video ads, and it's important to look at what other people are doing and copy that and learn from that. That right there, that resource right there does not exist anywhere else on the internet, is worth the price of this training alone, because it's like you get to see so many different examples of what people are doing, which is inspiring and shows you different things that you could do. So Spy Time is more about research, about looking at what other people are doing, look at their sales funnels, and being able to replicate that and copy it. And I literally look in this thing every day. I'm looking at what people are doing because I'm super fascinated by it, and that's why I have my team creating this thing. Then we get into the art of the story, which is our winning video ad formula, the 2x2 method, how to anchor the sale and seed the offer, and how to create videos that convert. So this is still the infrastructural side, right? The art of the video here. We're talking about the introduction, the type of videos that we create, and the type of ads that we create for each pillar. Our long form stacked awareness video, which is the one that I showed you an example of in this presentation today. Some examples of that, right? I've got all of my video ad examples. Then I've got our awareness, other types of videos for awareness videos, our video creation resources, our product cross-sell videos, our loyalty pillar videos. I mean, I just have so many different examples of videos that you can create. And then I also have suggestions for people that you might use to create your video in a cheap way, right? So that you're not spending so much money to create your own videos. You can have someone shoot it for you for $100. Then we get into Tech Nasty, which is week 4 of the training, which is literally how to set this up the right way. The actual login to Facebook, create everything, set up your campaign, our double engagement hack, the way that we approach setting up campaigns and ad sets, which is different than most people, and how to optimize that going forward, right? So if you look here, you can see in Tech Nasty, we start with your campaign structure, then we move into the big decisions that you need to make when you're setting up your campaign. Then we move into how to set up your awareness campaigns. Then we moved into your retargeting campaigns, and there's a lot of retargeting campaigns. You got to set up your loyalty campaigns, your deep funnel loyalty campaigns, which is something I didn't even tell you about, and then our closing thoughts. So you can literally give whoever your Facebook person is this module, and they will be able to set everything up step by step with us point by click in that module. Then we've got a bonus module, which is how to set up these dynamic product ads, right? This is new. We weren't using dynamic product ads previously. We were literally just using link ads, but now we're using dynamic product advertising to retarget people who visit our product offer page, and it's dropped our conversion rate quite a lot. And frankly, there's a bonus in here. There's a new thing that we're doing that I'm about to add. I haven't even added into the bonus module yet, but it's how to use Facebook Messenger advertising for people who visited your shopping cart but didn't buy. So we're still using dynamic product ads for people who visit the product page but don't buy, but people who visit our shopping cart and don't purchase, we're using a new type of advertisement, which is a Facebook Messenger ad, where we're actually targeting people with an ad that opens up inside of Facebook Messenger. It's extremely effective. It's included in this training program. Then we move into the golden ratio, which is literally optimization and scaling. So it's like, what do you do once you've set up your awareness ads, your retargeting ads, and your loyalty ads, and you want to optimize them? How can you leverage the same videos on the back end? How can you set up upsells? And one thing to note about this is we believe in support. One of the things that we bring to the table that's different in this community is anytime, and you're not going to see it in here because I'm the admin, but anytime you're in our members area, you can literally click a button in the bottom right-hand corner and live chat us, and we are there. We are not the kind of people who are not around. We believe in supporting our customers. We believe in supporting our users. We believe in being there for you when you have questions. So that's something different that we do in our members areas. We have live chat. Now, I do have 2 webinar only bonuses where I'm going to do 2 live breakdown calls where you can show me. Basically, what I do is I do stuff and I document it. That's my business model. Is I have e-commerce businesses that are very successful. I make most of my money doing e-commerce. And then I also have a brand where I document what works for me because I love it. I love engaging with business owners. I'm good at it. And so I'm going to be doing something I don't really often do, which is get on live with people and actually look at their stuff. So that's included for you when you join because you're a Rapid Crush member on this webinar. You'll get 2 live calls where you can send me your stuff and you can have me look at it. Now, JJ Money, we call him, was able to increase his conversion rate to 2.5 to 3%. Did about $17,000 in the first couple months. So he's working, this is working well for people. We have an established sort of track record of having our trainings work well for people. Now, your investment, you're probably wondering like, that sounds pretty good. I want to be able to do Facebook video advertising. I want it to work. I want to copy your strategies. What do I have to do? How much does it cost? Now, what I would ask you is, what do you suppose it costs me in designers, developers, and my team over the last, now it's been a year, to perfect the Facebook video ads mastery system? Well, I calculated it all up. Ad costs, my designers, my developers, and it was just about $2 million in spend to perfect the formula that we're showing off in the Facebook video ads mastery course. Now, your investment, well, for the right person, $5,000 is an incredible deal. If you've got a brand, it's making some money, and you want to advertise it on Facebook, and you want to know how to actually do that well, you want it to be taught to you by someone who's doing it, you want to use a formula that exists, $5,000 is a good deal. For someone who's maybe not quite as right, someone who's not really, out there, not as tech savvy, not as not doing a lot of implementation, I think $3,500 is a fantastic deal. And even for the wrong person who's not even in the game but wants to learn Facebook advertising, then $2,000 is a beautiful deal for them, because it's like there's nowhere else that you're going to get an 8-figure business who is actually showing you, like legitimately, really, and not holding anything back, what they're actually doing, their ads, their funnels, their landing pages, their customer swipe file, their ad swipe file. So that's not how much it's going to cost. It's not going to be $5,000 for you. It's going to be $1,497 because you're a Rapid Crush member. So this is only for the next 5 days. By the way, you can go to rapidcrushlive.com/video. And by the way, I stand behind my products. I believe in these training courses. I believe in my team. I believe in what we've produced here. I mean, it was a lot of work. I mean, look at this members area, you guys. This was no joke creating this. There's like hours of content here, but none of it is fluff. It's all actual stuff that you can literally point and click, implement into your business. You have to actually do it, right? I'm not going to do it for you. You have to actually set it up. But when you do it, it works. It's going to be better than the system that you have now if you want to use Facebook to advertise your brand. And you should know that I've got a full 30-day money-back guarantee. I put my money where my mouth is. I believe in this stuff. I can't guarantee your success, but I can guarantee you that I have produced the best training program that exists on Facebook video ads and using those to amplify specifically an e-commerce brand. I'm going to answer all your questions in a moment. I'm going to get to any questions you have. A couple more things I want to tell you. So it's going to be available. It was going to be available for a week, but we're going to put it out there, the offer for 5 days. You can go to rapidcrushlive.com/video. And you should know this training is not for everyone. You need to be able to spend a couple $100s a month on advertising, okay? You need to be able to spend a couple $100s a month on advertising. If you can't afford that, then you shouldn't be buying an advertising training, right? I don't want the last of your money. I want you to have money to spend on advertising after you buy my training so that you can actually put it to work in your business. So again, what you get is 5 weeks of Udemy style courses, little videos that you can implement, my video ads funnel breakdown called the Super System, my hidden deep funnel tricks, a brand new way to copy our sales funnel into your business, especially if you're on Shopify, our video ad swipe file, which is being updated every day by men and women of every age. So you're getting a ton of different examples of brands that are targeting people across the spectrum of genders and ages, which is really helpful. Our competitive intelligence breakdowns, our video ad formula, the 2x2 method, how to create videos that convert. You also get the Tech Nasty module, which is how to actually set this stuff up technically, our double engagement hack, my bold campaign setup, which is a little different than the way people do it, the secret to optimizing forward, how to actually make things better as you go forward, the golden ratio to send immediate traffic and establish how much money you're making and how much you should be spending for ads, and how you can leverage the same videos on the back end using the ultimate upsell, built-in live chat with my team, and the Rapid Crush Smart Marketer only bonuses that I mentioned. You can go to rapidcrushlive.com/video if you want to join the training. And it's time for you to make a decision, okay? Now is the time. You're going to wake up tomorrow. You're going to look at your family. You're going to know that you were here on this training and that you had the opportunity to join this training program. Look, if you want to grow your business, if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to get better at advertising, this will help you. And if not, that's okay too. We're still friends. I don't hold it against you. No hard feelings. But if you want to jump in, now's the time to make that commitment. And I'd love to show you how to do this. I'd love to be your coach. I'd love to help you grow your business through advertising, because I do believe that it is a skill set that needs to be looked at and worked on over time. Now, you can do this too. My results are not typical. I'm not saying you're going to make $1 million a month. I can't guarantee your success 100%, but I know that if you have a good product and you follow the steps, you will be significantly better at advertising than you would have been if you didn't go this training course, and you'll be able to get better at it over time and hopefully turn a profit. A lot of people going through this training are profitable with their ads. So, if you're looking to take shortcuts and you're looking for the easy way out, this isn't for you. This is an actual training program about how to actually implement advertising as an e-commerce brand. It's not easy. It takes actually doing. You have to put your attention on it consistently over time. You have to develop the skill set of advertising, but it is exactly how we do it. It is real, practical, real-world strategies and examples that come directly from my business that I have spent the time to document and make easy for you to implement. So if you're in the spot of having a brand that you want to learn how to advertise, and you should look at it that way, you're learning how to advertise your brand. And it's going to take you a while to get good at that. So don't quit. So 1 full year of access. You can go to rapidcrushlive.com/video. We do have that full 30-day money-back guarantee because we stand behind our products. And you could go it alone. You really could. And you could take what you learned here. You could implement it, and you'll see some success. Or you could have my entire team in your corner, ready right there on live chat, able to ask us questions. Those 2 live Smart Marketer RCI only bonuses where I'm going to actually look at your stuff. I've spent 10 years perfecting the art of driving traffic profitably, and I've documented my last year of data in relationship to Facebook video ads in this training program. So you can go to rapidcrushlive.com/video, and now I will take your questions if you want to join. I'd love to have you in the training program. So let's take a look at the questions that are coming in. If you want me to answer a specific question, go ahead and just pop it in. All right. What if you have no product or brand and are at the very beginning? Well, if you want to learn advertising and you want to be a consultant, maybe you want to learn advertising and use that skill set to advertise other people's products. You're going to get the best education available on how to run Facebook ads for a brand. And I think if you're interested in marketing, you're interested in business, you're interested in entrepreneurship, you want to learn how to advertise and use Facebook video ads, which is the newest ad format, the newest technology available to amplify a brand online, this is the training course. What happens after the first year? Does the training course disappear? No. Training course is still available. You can access it in the members area. The reason we put a year timeline is because we're constantly adding stuff to these training courses. Over the course of a year, we're adding in bonuses and things like that. But advertising technology does get outdated quickly. Like within 2 years, you got to have a new strategy. And by the way, a year is a very long time. You can implement all of this stuff in a month, and your business can go from 3 million to 17 million in 1 year. So a year is not a short amount of time. You can do a lot in a year. I just want to commit to having a good training program for you. And then next year, we'll probably, or a year from now, 2 years, whatever, document whatever we've been doing over that period of time and share it with you. So this is just for this training course, this strategy, which, is going to be, it's going to work. It's because the thing is, it's less about the technology. Like Facebook's infrastructure might change, the way that their ad platform looks might change and things like that. But the actual concept of multi-touchpoint marketing is only going to get more relevant. So it's certainly what you want to learn how to do. Igor is saying, what a steal. I think so, man. I think it's a great deal. Can you advise us on a way to find winning products to promote? No, this is not a course on how to start a brand, how to pick a product. It's really about how to advertise effectively. And that's what it's about. So if you want to learn how to advertise effectively, this is the training program for you. Let's see. Igor wants to know if he can be profitable before 4 weeks. I don't know. That's going to depend on your market. It's going to depend on your products. It's going to depend on your messaging. I don't know. I can't promise you profitability. That would be a lie if I were to tell you, yeah, you can be profitable for sure. Buy my training program. I'll never do that. I'll never lie to you and tell you something like that just to get you to buy my stuff. That's not how I roll. I don't care enough about a sale to incentivize you or convince you to buy from me by being deceitful or dishonest. That's not, I have integrity, and I believe in my integrity. I believe in what I do. So what I will tell you in relationship to that question is, I can't predict whether or not you're going to be profitable. What I can tell you is that if you want to know how to use advertising to amplify your business, there is no better training. Bar none, hands down, this is the best thing in the world, I believe. And I've been out there a long time, been doing this a long time. I've seen a lot of what's out there. If you want to amplify an e-commerce brand. So if you want the technology and strategy for how to use advertising to grow an e-commerce brand, which you should if you're an e-commerce business owner, Amazon business owner, then there's nothing better. That's the truth. With regard to whether or not you're going to be able to be profitable, I would say if you're only giving yourself a month to be profitable, well, guess what? You're not giving yourself enough time. You got to give yourself time to develop this skill set. I have your Facebook training from your Pinterest course. Is this different? Yes. This is a full, implementable, tactical 5-week training just on Facebook ads. My Pinterest course, I just did a bonus where I talked a little bit about Facebook. This is like how to actually implement a Facebook ad strategy across a brand. So it's way different. It's a whole new thing. How applicable are the funnels from private labeling to selling on Amazon? It's not about the funnel, right? It's about how to set up Facebook ads the right way no matter what you're selling. Run a video ad, link it to Amazon. The problem with Amazon is it's hard to track because you can't see if someone bought from you. You can just see if your Amazon sales went up or down. So it's a little bit difficult to track on Amazon, but we are advertising our Amazon products on Facebook. And what we do is we just commit to a certain amount of the revenue we make. So for example, if we're doing $5,000 a month in revenue, which for us is like $2,000 in profit, then we take 1,000 of that or 500 of that and we commit it to Facebook ads to amplify that Amazon brand. And it works really, really well. And we use this strategy for that. Okay. So can I take all the training in 1 week? No, it's a week by week training. And the reason I do that is because there's no way you're going to be able to actually implement all of this in 1 week. So I actually support you. I support you in growing your business by releasing module 1 and 1.5, which should take you 4 or 5 days to actually set up. Then a week later, after you've been in the course 7 days, I release module 2 and the module 2 bonus and module 2.5. So I give you this content in a way that's actually consumable. You might think you want it sooner, but you don't. You want it in a way that you're actually going to be able to consume. All right. Well, The other thing to know is that when you go to rapidcrushlive.com/video, you're going to see that we have a payment option. So you can pay every 10 days for 30 days, also covered by our money back guarantee. It is a little bit more expensive if you do that because my viewpoint is that you're not as committed. So if you want to save $300, you can purchase in full. There's a little bit of an overview of what's included. And then when you click this Get Started button, it will take you to a payment link where you can pay with a credit card or using PayPal. So that's kind of what the payment process will look like once you go to rapidcrushlive.com/video. Let's see. Ezra, I bought the Facebook course from you a few years ago. Do I have access to this one or have to buy this one? That course was now 2 or 3 years old. So this is a new training program. It's completely different. And it's a training program on Facebook video advertising. That was a program a couple years ago about how we were using discount campaigns, which are now kind of out of favor with Amazon anyways, although it worked for a while. But then Amazon, what they did was they disincentivized sellers from using discounts to amplify and promote their products because they felt like too many people were kind of abusing that system, and it was messing up their reviews and making the reviews seem fake. So any other questions before this training program? You have my attention right now. I am with you 100%. I'm here live, and that doesn't happen very often. So let's see. Is your surname really Firestone? Well, I guess I'll answer that. Yes, it is. It is actually Firestone. That is nothing to do with Facebook video ads, but because you're curious, I did not make that name up. That is my real name. So Igor's asking a bunch of questions. Listen, man, here's the thing. If you're committed to learning Facebook ads, then you have to actually go through the course and implement it, okay? The reason why I do a guarantee is because I want to give you time to consume some of the training so that you know if it's for you or not. And if you're so focused, my viewpoint actually is I probably don't want you to buy this training because you're so focused on the return policy and the guarantee that tells me that you're not actually committed. And I don't want you in here if you're not committed. So I think that probably this isn't a fit for you. It's only a fit for you if you're willing to actually commit to it and actually implement it in your business and actually look at learning Facebook ads as something that you're going to, I think actually as a business owner, it's probably the best skill set that you can develop is the skill set of advertising, the skill set of learning how to advertise your brand. And Igor says he's tired of not getting results. Well, dude, welcome to business. It's not going to be an easy path. It's not going to be, you're just going to win every single time. You got to be willing to go through those trials and tribulations. If you're consistently failing, it's probably your message or your product. It's probably not your strategy. It's probably because you don't have a good product or you don't have a good message. So you probably need to go back and rework that stuff. 95% of the time that I see people failing, it's because number one, they don't understand this strategy that I just laid out. So they don't know how to actually advertise effectively, and or they've created a product that nobody wants. Darnell says, thanks. All right. So I think we've covered all of the questions here. Thank you guys so much. I hope that you've gotten some value and learned a little bit about how you can leverage Facebook to grow your business. And you can use this. You can kind of use the way that we're looking at your brand, the way we're looking at advertising, to kind of develop a frame for how you view advertising a brand. And I think it's the best skill set that you can acquire as a business owner is that of leveraging advertising to grow your business. And it's something that you've got to invest in over time. I've been doing it for 10 years now. It took me a year or two to get good at it. So you're going to want to spend some time learning how to do this. And then you can be a consultant. You can consult other brands. You can advertise anything. So once you understand how to do it, it really will serve you in any venture that you have in the future. So Ezra Firestone here. You can go to rapidcrushlive.com/video for the next 5 days to get access to this special deal. And after that, we'll be closed down and supporting the students that joined. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I really appreciate it. And I'll catch up with you on the next one.